Money. It affects our everyday life. But how do we make more of it? Manage it. And make sure we make the most of our money. Welcome to Money Mindful, a podcast to teach and support you as you learn to manage your money.
Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to another episode of the Money Mindful podcast. I am your host, Meaghan, money mindset and empowerment coach for women who want to connect with their future self and create the extraordinary life they want to live on purpose. Great to be here with you today. How are you? I'm great, although cold. I have to turn the heater off when I'm recording the podcast because it's a bit loud, and so I need my Ugg boots on and my big cardigan. Oh, the things I do for you guys. All right, today I'm going to teach you all about the capacity to have money. I touched on this a couple of weeks back. I think it was episode 36, all about creating abundant money habits, and you can go back and listen to that podcast, and you can also access the guide that goes along with that episode if you go to the website, just www.moneymindful.com.au/money habits. You can access it there. So do you have the capacity to have money? This was one of the points from that guide, and I'm going to elaborate on it in this episode. So I was listening to a coaching call recently, and the woman getting coached had just inherited a sum of money. Now, you wouldn't think there would be any reason to have a problem with this, but in this case, she did. She had no idea what to do with the money. She expressed worry and fear about not knowing how to use the money correctly or know exactly what she should use it for. Dealing with a large sum of money felt foreign to her, and she was afraid she would do the wrong thing and lose it all. The problem this woman has is the same issue that many of us have without even realizing it. The problem is she does not have the capacity to have money. Unfortunately, because of unintentional indoctrination from what we learnt growing up, many of us have this same issue and we don't even know it. We get money, we spend money. We get money, we spend money. We get money, we spend money. We get money and we find something to do with it straight away. We don't hold on to money. In fact, I was just chatting with a client recently who got a notification that she was getting about $1,000 back on her tax. And she confessed to me that she had already spent the money in her mind. She already knew exactly what she wanted to buy with the money. Like, how often have you thought about what you'll spend your money on before you even have it? It's like the new shiny objects syndrome. You just want all the new shiny objects. We think it's going to make us feel better. We see it and we want to buy it. This is what so many of us do. We receive money and then we try to get rid of it as quickly as possible. I mean, I don't mean that we're like consciously thinking, oh, how can we get rid of this money as quick as possible? But we know how to use it and we want to use it. Have you ever heard of lifestyle creep? It's when your expenses grow in line with your income. You get a raise, but somehow at the end of the pay cycle, you don't seem to have any additional funds left over, despite getting an increase in income. You have some extra cash, you decide to get your nails done instead of doing it yourself like you usually do. Or suddenly you notice your car's a bit shabby compared to everyone else's in the work car park. So you think, I've got this extra money now, I'm going to spend it on a new car. Or you fill in the blank, whatever it is for you. Money can be like time. Unless we get really intentional, we'll always use up what we have. So if you're starting to think you don't have the capacity to have money, don't be too hard on yourself. We currently live in a consumer society. And the problem is our brain likes to be efficient. Once we've learnt something, our brains repeat what we've learnt on autopilot. You know that feeling when you get home from work and you can't even remember the drive home? It's It's the same thing. We're conditioned to buy, consume, consume, consume. It's all very well to increase your income, but to create wealth or monetary abundance in your life, you've got to develop the capacity to have money. You have to know how to be a good custodian of money. Money likes to be in a responsible container, if you will. Money works for you when it is respected and cared for. And money will create more money for you if you put it to work. So how do you know if you have the capacity to have money? You can ask yourself these questions. If you suddenly came into a large sum of money, would you know what to do with it? Do you have accounts set up to hold large sums of money? Can you hold your money in your purse without spending it? And can you actually receive money? Like if someone offers to pay for you or give you money for something that you do you try to object or reject the offer? Not having the capacity to have money is why so many lottery winners end up losing it all. They don't have the capacity to have it without spending it. They don't know how to put money to work or just be at peace having it. So they spend it all. And there's apparently research that's been done on this where in some cases lottery winners end up financially worse after a period of time. Gosh, isn't that terrible? If you won $1 million in the lottery next week, would you know what to do with that money? If someone gave you $1,000, would you spend it straight away? Or do you have the space just to have that money? Can you keep it in your bank account or your wallet? How do you cultivate the capacity to have money? Here's how. You just have to start practicing having money. Can you keep $100 note in your wallet without spending it? Can you save a portion of your income? Start by practicing just that. Practice having an amount of money in your purse without spending it. Practice keeping money in your bank account. Practice holding the space for money. Being at peace with having money and not having to use it for anything. If you do not have a savings account or an emergency fund, I suggest now is the time to create one of these and practice holding the space for some of your income. If you are well trained at spending all your money and you feel like it is very challenging for you not to spend all your money, just practice with a really small amount, whatever that looks like for you. Even if it's just, I'm keeping $5 from every pay. It's probably a lot more than that, but you just start with where you're at. You don't have to suddenly start saving hundreds of dollars every week and try and force something on yourself that you're not ready for. Just work with where you're at. Then over time, increase that amount. And don't mistake this as a form of frugality where we're afraid to spend money. The object here is not to never spend any money. The objective here is to learn to be a responsible custodian of your money. Tend and care for your money from an abundant energy of having. Practice having money and being at peace with it. Practice having sums of money that you don't have to spend. And this is the key to abundance. Abundance creates more abundance. When we're in lack and scarcity, the irony is that we'll spend more money because we believe we don't have enough, and therefore we go and buy things that we supposedly need to fulfill that feeling of lack. Right? We feel like we don't have enough. We don't want to feel like we don't have enough, so we buy things to feel like we have enough. But the irony is that it keeps perpetuating that cycle of not having enough. So once you're able to hold the space for money and have it without spending it all, the next level is to learn how you can put that money to work. And this is about learning how to invest your money, learning how to increase your net worth, learning how to use that money in a purposeful way. Now, for you, that might simply look like having 12 months income in an emergency fund, or maybe it's setting up passive income for your retirement. There's no specific way that's the correct way. Maybe it's investing it in yourself, in your personal development. By doing this, it means you are inviting money into your life. You're not repelling money. You know that you can receive large sums of money because you know what to do with it. You can receive an inheritance and not be afraid that you're going to lose it all because you know how to responsibly care for money. I want to finish on a final note because I know some of you are going to jump to I don't know land or it's too hard. Making money and caring for money is 100% learnable. Don't kid yourself into believing you can't be responsible for money. Did you used to drink as a young adult and get hammered and have a hangover for days and barely be capable of looking after yourself? Yep, that was me. I have my hand up. Did I then grow up and become a parent and learn how to care for 2 tiny humans? Yes, I did. Parenting is 100% learnable, and so many of us do it. Money is not nearly as complicated as tiny humans. If you can care for a child, you can care for money. Full stop. Don't try to lie to yourself that you can't, because it's complete BS. And for those of you who don't have kids, just relate this to any other skill you've developed or anything you look after like a pet or a plant or yourself. 100% learnable, 100% doable. Cultivate the capacity to have money. We are women. We make money and we make no excuses for it. If this work is resonating with you and you would like to work with me on your money mindset and uncover your money blocks and create new abundant results in your life, you just have to get in contact with me wherever you are following me. So I work with women who are ready to make change. So if you're ready to make change and you want to connect with that future self, those new results that you want to get in your life, if you want to create the extraordinary life that you want to live on purpose, I can help you create that through coaching. All right. As always, you can stay in touch between episodes on Instagram and Facebook. Be sure to join the Money Mindful email list so you don't miss out on anything. Until next time, have a beautiful week. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the Money Mindful podcast. For more info, visit moneymindful.com.au. For future episodes, be sure to subscribe. And remember, the information in this podcast is of a general nature only and does not take into account your personal circumstances or goals. Please seek professional advice for your own financial needs. Remember to have fun along the way.